Previously on the Pocket Party Podcast, Darren was watching Little House on the Prairie, and it got too exciting, so he slowed it down by watching The Waltons.
Pocket Party.
I like my women like I like my grass. Short, looking good on a golf course, and wet in the morning. I like my women like I like my chocolate from Switzerland with no nuts. I like my women like I like my swimming pool, cleaned regularly and open to the public.
And we're back. Hey, everybody. Thanks for joining us on the Pocket Party Podcast. I'm your host, Comedian Darren Carter, the party starter. On the line, we have Mr. Mike Black.
Hey, how's it going?
I'm doing great, man. How are you? You got your new microphone?
I do. Is it sounding okay?
Yeah, it sounds pretty good so far. I like it.
Okay. Is this any better
I
when I do this thing?
Yeah, that sounds perfect.
Oh, really? Okay.
Whatever that is.
There's a button, but all it said in the manual was microphone chip.
Microphone.
And
yeah.
So I guess when I press that button, it activates the microphone chip or something. I don't know.
Hey, I saw this list and I was like, oh, let me. I don't want to read the whole list. I go, let me save it for the podcast. You know, at the Comedy Store, you're a very generous person, and you have been known to bring snacks for people, and you bring them you put them in the kitchen for the employees and the comics and whoever's back there. And
sure.
And, I actually like it because they give you a nickname. Do you remember the nickname?
Mike Snacks.
Yeah, Mike. Yeah.
Or sometimes Mikey Snacks. It depends.
Mike Black, Mike Snacks, Mikey Snacks. Yeah, and it was one of those nicknames you're like, as soon as I heard it, this is going to stick.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, that's going to, as long as I'm bringing snacks to the Comedy Store. I just feel like by the time I get up, it's pretty late, and everyone there has been working their butt off all night, and sometimes the crowd is good to them, and sometimes they're not. So I was like, it wouldn't hurt to bring them a couple of donuts every once in a while. And then that just kind of snowballed into what I do now.
It's funny because, you know, food is definitely a mood changer. I was a little cranky last week, and I was like, oh, and I couldn't figure it out. Then I had something to eat, and I'm like, oh, I feel so much happier now. I'm ready to I can hang out here for 3 more hours.
Yeah, a little blood sugar change can make all the difference. Like I did potluck on Monday, and I had a pretty not the most desirable number. I was number 13 on the list.
Oh.
And so that's 8 times 13. That's a pretty long wait.
Oh yeah.
So I went down to Joe's Pizza, which is just about a block and a half away, and closer to 3 blocks, I guess. And they were out of pepperoni, and it's that thing where they'll just throw a few pepperonis on a slice of cheese and heat it up.
Yeah.
And I was like, I ought to just get a whole pizza and then just bring back whatever I don't eat. And so I did that. And first of all, getting a fresh, like right out of the oven pizza is so good, especially if it's like that thin New York style sort of pizza. Yeah. And so already I was like, this was the right decision.
Right.
And then I still had like more than half of it left. And so I brought it back, and I like, not every comic does this, but you're kind of supposed to tip the lot guy.
Yeah.
You know, when he parks your cars, because he has to deal with like 40 cars in the night and everything. And I realized I didn't have any cash, and I was like, well, I'll just give him the pizza.
Yeah.
And then he can disperse it however he wants, you know.
I was wondering why there was pizza sauce on my steering wheel.
Yeah, he was thrilled. He was like, "Yeah," I'll definitely take that. You know?
Yeah.
So that was good. I think that's, you forget, like, the longer you do comedy, how hard it is at the start for like the door guys and stuff like that. And like when I was first coming up, we kind of counted on McDonald's had, I think it was like 29-cent hamburger Tuesday and 39-cent cheeseburger Wednesday.
Oh, wow.
And it was like, we were kind of counting on that to be able to eat on those days and afford gas and everything to get to the store. And, so.
It seems like it wasn't that long ago where Subway had like $5 footlongs and
Right. Yeah.
You could
You
literally
start really paying
yeah.
attention to those sort of deals when you're a struggling comic.
Yeah, you're like, oh, for $5, that takes care of that, and
Yeah, I was like, I can get for a while it was like 3 footlongs for $10 or something, and I was like, well, that'll get me through Wednesday, like
right, yeah.
If I get those on Monday,
Oh yeah, and then when you're making a little extra money, you're like, you know what? I will get the tuna sandwich. I know it's a little extra, but I'll pay the extra.
You know what?
$1.
I had to add some avocado. Let's live a little.
To my Subway. I
Right.
know. It's because then I was going to Jersey Mike's, and during the pandemic, I was like, oh, I'm gonna go to Jersey Mike's, and it would be like $18. You're like,
Oh yeah,
pretty...
so like the price hike of food in general during the pandemic is crazy, and that's for like one sandwich.
Yeah.
And not even a foot long. That's like a 6-inch sandwich and
right.
some chips and a drink.
Yeah, you're like, okay, But so here's what I wanted to do. I saw this list. It was pretty cool. It says the best snack in every state, and I wanted to see if we'll go state by state and see if we've ever had these, or if we were interested in having them. Let's start with Alabama.
All right.
Mobile,
Alabama.
Golden Flake fried pork skins.
I am not a big pork person overall. Like I just kind of got back into eating bacon, but it has to be really, really crispy.
Oh.
But I've had pork rinds, they used to call them.
Yep.
I've had them before, and I even at my fattest, unhealthiest, fat blob of fat phase, I was just never a big fan of pork rinds.
You're like,
they're just very flat. They're like, they don't have a real good flavor to them to me.
Yeah, it's kind of airy, and you crunch down, and then it's just,
I think that should be, like, for me, that's kind of the barometer of a snack, is if you don't have to add a whole bunch of crazy stuff to it to make it good.
Yeah, yeah, I saw somebody, maybe it was like the keto diet or one of those diets. They were like, yeah, pork rinds is part of my diet, and that's why I'm so. And I remember buying it once and going, I think I'm gonna stick with apples or something. I know is gonna be good
the texture is weird. I don't know what part of the pig it is.
It's just, you're right. It's not worth it. It's like if bacon, I can go with bacon because it smells good. It's delicious. It adds, but.
Yeah.
I never crave pork rinds for myself,
Yeah, and pork rind, like, bacon is something that I grew up on, too, so it's not as weird. It's like eating a hamburger. If you described a hamburger to someone who'd never had one, they wouldn't know what the hell you were... They'd be like, how could you eat that? Why? Why would you do that? But it's a thing I grew up on, so I'm just used to it.
Yeah, exactly. In fact, when I was a kid, you know how they had the food pyramid? That was described to us in 4th grade as the perfect meal, the hamburger. They're like, it has your bread, your vegetables, your meat. It's like...
Yeah. Back then it wasn't the food pyramid. It was something else. It was like the food 4 square or something like that. The 4 food groups. That's what it was.
Oh yeah, the 4 food groups. That's right.
Yeah. And the food 4 square. That's what they should have called it. Had a bunch of like cowboys dancing around it.
Yeah.
Get ready for your food 4 square. Yeehaw!
Yeah, turn your partner round and round. Get them onion rings and put them down.
Do you remember? He was called Timer. It was like a Saturday morning cartoon.
Oh yeah, the guy with the big orange belly and then like the little legs that were like hankering for a hunk of cheese.
Yeah, that guy. He was like trying to get everyone to eat more junk food on Saturday mornings. He was like, you could take a piece of cheese and put it between 2 crackers, and then you'd have a wagon wheel. Like, did you kids know you can freeze your Kool-Aid? Well, you can. That's uncut pharmaceutical grade Kool-Aid.
Exactly.
That guy was out of his mind, and it was like a public service thing.
I know, and we're eating it, and as we're watching, and we're eating, like Lucky Charms, and trying to get only the marshmallows, and adding sugar to our Frosted Flakes.
For the younger people, I don't know. Well, I guess they still have cereal everywhere, but like Lucky Charms at that time was basically cardboard and sugar balls. And marshmallows, which were just like soft sugar balls.
That was my nickname in college, by the way.
Sugar balls.
Yeah, soft sugar balls.
soft sugar balls. That's a much better nickname. But yeah, and they were just like, I'd go to school and I'd be like, I'm ready to pass out. What happened? It's like, well, I had a bunch of milk, sugar, and cardboard for breakfast.
Yeah. That's true. I used to be a lot more tired, growing up, and I think that's probably what it was. All that sugar and then a lot of bread.
Yeah, because you would go from that to like the government-approved country fried steak lunch.
Yeah.
That had like a yellow gravy that to this day, I don't know what it was the gravy of. Whether it was like supposed to be poultry or beef or what. It was just bright yellow.
Yeah.
And then like the rest of it was all like prison food, basically. Like we were on the same food supply as local prisoners.
Yeah. I was thinking too, back when we were growing up, there was toys in the cereal boxes. Like you looked forward to the toys.
Yeah. You know what it is now? It's an app.
An app? Like scan this code and
scan the back of the box and you can play a video game for 30 seconds.
Yeah,
and even that, it's like enter your email and get mom and dad's social security number and credit card numbers.
Yeah, because I do a joke about getting a toy in the cereal box, and I'm like, I don't know if they still do that. It's the people still laugh, but I'm like, it's probably because they remember it. But I think people coming up now are like, probably don't.
Yeah, they're not even familiar with it. I remember when I was a kid, when we were kids, they used to have like, you would get like some sort of little figure, like a dude. He might not move or anything, but you'd get like Darth Vader or something like that, or like one of those cool pencil toppers that was some sort of.
Oh, I love the pencil toppers. I used to collect those, like all the Flintstones and stuff. I love those.
Or maybe a Hot Wheels, like something like maybe not quite as good as a Hot Wheel, but a car or something like that. Like those were prizes. Those were things worth getting. Like as bad as it got was still pretty good. It would be like, I remember the glow-in-the-dark pirate. You would get that over and over again. The glow-in-the-dark skeleton. Anything glow-in-the-dark was kind of cool anyway.
Oh, I love glow-in-the-dark. That was huge in the 70s.
But like the worst thing you could get was like a themed spoon, where it was like, like if it was like
they're great. It's like,
you would get Tony the Tiger with a spoon at the bottom of him, and it was like this is still pretty cool,
Yeah,
like,
it's
at its worst.
Yeah, you're like.
Well, they would use the whole box. Like the back of the box would be a maze.
Oh yeah, I'd be reading the back of the cereal box.
Yeah, it would have some sort of cool facts about science or something. Or there was like on, I don't know if you remember this cereal because it was a very Star Wars nerd cereal. There was a cereal called 3POs named after C-3PO.
Oh, that's clever. Yeah.
And they were like basically honeycombs, but just shaped like binary code. And the back of the box was a Star Wars character mask that you could cut out. And back then that was a big deal because there just weren't masks everywhere, Like you could cut out Luke Skywalker or C-3PO or Darth Vader or something like that, and then just tie some string to it and you were good for the day,
I remember when they used to have records on the back of cereal boxes.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool. Those little flimsy little records.
Yeah, but they worked, like they'd play and everything. They tried to do that with video games. It did not work out as well.
Oh, I just Googled this. Check it out. There was the Toucan Sam workout. That was for Fruit Loops. That's funny. To get you to work out. It's hilarious. Toucan Sam at the big race. That's funny.
Yeah. I would be interested in seeing the Toucan Sam workout now. Yeah.
Oh, Monkeys. The Monkeys, they partnered with cereal. The Sugar Crisp Archie's record. The Post Cereal Jackson 5 record.
Wow.
Sugar Bears cutout record. Oh, and this is the one I remember. The Monsters Go Disco.
Oh, that's interesting.
On this 1979 record, Count Chocula, Frankenberry, and Boo Berry are sitting around frightfully lonely on a Saturday night when they decide to go disco dancing. And in the 4-minute adventure, they eventually win a dance contest, and Frankenberry is given the nickname Frankenboogie. That's cool.
That actually sounds like a fun record.
The Monsters
I love
Go
that
Disco.
they addressed that the Count Chocula and the other breakfast monsters can't get laid, so they go out dancing.
Yeah, because remember that Splish Splash? I was taking a bath on a Saturday night. Everyone was lonely back then on Saturday night. That was a big theme for the songs.
So who were the monsters? There was Count Chocula, who was a
Boo
chocolate
Berry, I think?
vampire. Yeah, Boo Berry, who was a ghost that wore a bow tie, and had like one of those.
Oh, yeah, there he is.
Straw hats.
Oh, yeah, Count Chocula, Frankenberry, and Boo Berry.
And but there was also later they added Yummy Mummy, who was like a fruit flavored mummy for some reason. And then somewhere in the mix, I forget if it was early or late, but there was a werewolf called Fruit Brute.
Oh, damn, you got a good memory.
And I didn't know Fruit Brute even existed. It was like before my time.
Mm-hmm.
But in the movie Pulp Fiction, Eric Stoltz, the drug dealer, is eating Fruit Brute, and he has like the box right there. And I was like, that looks kind of familiar to me. What is that? And it's like, oh, this was the much less popular character from the Breakfast Monsters. And I was like, oh, wow, I didn't know that was real.
I know. I'm going to try to find that. The Monsters Go Disco.
Yeah, that would be worth listening to.
They'd be like, hey, whatever. All right, so let's get back to the snacks. All right, we got so we've started with Alabama. Next up on the thing is Alaska, and Alaska, it's their snack is smoked salmon spread.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I know when I did this thing called the Fairbanks Run, and this is Alaska run, and they take you around. You play like these music places and theaters and whatever. They would give you fresh salmon and like smoked salmon. It was really, really good, like really good, like better than you're getting at a grocery store because it's from there and it's so fresh. It's so good. It was really good.
Okay, my question though is, what is the difference between smoked salmon and smoked salmon spread?
I don't know. I guess like the spread is like probably more of a paste, and you would put it on a knife and kind of put it on your bagel or something.
Oh, okay. Well, then that's the whole snack. It's not just the spread.
Yeah.
Unless they're eating it like some people eat peanut butter, where they're just right out of the
Ooh, that sounds gross. I'd like some peanut butter and salmon spread. I'm from Alaska.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next, Arizona. Now, I've seen these at airports and tourist shops, but I've never had it. Cactus candy.
I've had that. It is not my favorite.
Yeah,
it tastes kind of how it sounds.
Ew. And have you seen the kind where they put the bug in there, and there's like the bug and the lollipop is clear, but there's like this weird bug in there?
Yeah, I've seen that. I've never had one of those. What I've had that's similar is they do a tequila lollipop that has the worm in it, and it's not as good. And or you can also get it with like a little scorpion instead. To me, it just seemed kind of gross.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not goth enough for that snack.
Dude, that'd be imagine if you started bringing those up to the Comedy Store.
Yeah.
Lollipops with scorpions in them. I'm a badass, but I still like to give away snacks.
Robert Smith's favorite.
Yeah.
The scorpion lollipop. Danny Trejo comes and takes them.
Arkansas. Here we go. Arkansas. Cheese dip. Yeah,
that's everyone's snack everywhere.
What some call queso is cheese dip here. Oh, gosh.
Oh, God.
Oh, wow.
You have to clear that up. You're really not doing well. I will say my favorite cheese dip is not an actual one that you can buy by itself. You know what it is? Handy snacks.
Oh.
Do you remember those?
No. Oh, maybe.
It's sometimes known as cheese and crackers.
Mm.
And
Oh yeah.
They would give you 4 little like club crackers and a little vat of
Yeah.
cheese
And a little
dip.
tiny, is it like a red, like a
Yeah, a
stir?
little red plastic stick to stir it.
Yeah.
And you would always end up with like cheese surplus and just licking the stick, you know,
Yeah.
because it's like, I ate all my crackers and now I have all this cheese left over.
Oh, I remember that. And you know, and they had the peanut butter version also. Remember that?
Yeah, and it came with like breadsticks or something.
Yeah.
And there was always some kid that just couldn't handle it. That would, like, they would just slop it all over the place. It's like in their fingers. And how'd you get it in your hair? It's, I don't know.
I know.
You know, like it's a pretty simple process. This is not that hard to figure out. But there was always some kid that was just like just waiting to get devoured by ants because of that. You know?
Next up is California. Now, so far, this is my favorite. And guacamole.
Yeah, good guacamole.
Oh, yeah.
I'll tell you, here in town, they're kind of on the outskirts, but El Torito, they'll do tableside guacamole. And also Don Cuco's, they do tableside guacamole. And if you're in a guacamole mood, it is worth getting that, where they make it in front of you and all that stuff. It's really good.
I heard a really dumb joke. What is Pac-Man's favorite snack? Waka waka guacamole. Waka waka mole. Okay, you're right though. Guac is guac. It's the best. And avocados. You know what on one of our family bumpkin activities, we went to a pumpkin patch at Underwood Farms. And as you're doing the hayride and they ride you all around, there's a avocado farm next door. And there's giant signs that say like felony, do not, and they have barbed wire because those things are very expensive and they don't want people hopping the fence stealing, their avocados.
Wow. Yeah. We forget that we're kind of spoiled here in California with really fresh avocados, so like most other places, they don't get the same quality like that we do. And so I think it's probably pretty natural for people to see those and go, I'm gonna steal one of those.
I'm gonna get one of them hanging little tiny watermelons.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. I remember when I went to Pennsylvania for the first time because I was just so used to getting guacamole on my sandwiches that the guy had no idea what I was talking about. I was like,
yeah.
I go, like avocado, and he's like, no. And then he was asking me if I wanted to he was referring to a sandwich as a grinder. And then they had and then there was another word they used it for, like a hoagie. Hoagie was the word.
Yeah, you want a hoagie? You want a grinder?
I was like, no, but I would like some guacamole. It's like, what the hell are these foreigners? You guys can't communicate to each other.
Right. To me, both hoagie and a grinder, those sound more like things that happen in the bathroom.
Yeah. Oh, your state's coming up next. We got Colorado.
Yeah.
Do you want to take a guess, or should I just tell you?
Saltwater taffy?
No. Green chili fries.
That's a new one on me. I have never, ever heard of that.
It says, order chili cheese fries in Colorado, and your spuds will come not with run-of-the-mill beef chili on top, but instead with chili verde, a rich and subtle pork stew made with green chili peppers, plus a mountain of melted cheddar and Monterey Jack cheese.
It doesn't sound bad, but I have never heard of that before. This is my first time hearing this news.
Oh, you know what? Have you heard of this place? It's notorious. I guess it's been around since the 70s or like longer. It's in Denver, and it kind of went downhill. But then the South Park guys.
Oh, yeah. You're talking about Casa Bonita.
Yes, that's it.
Yes. I've been there many, many times. Kids would throw birthday parties, and there were 3 dream locations to throw a birthday party aside from your run-of-the-mill Chuck E. Cheese or Showbiz Pizza. And they were Celebrity Sports Center, which was designed and backed by Walt Disney himself. There was a very 80s place called Funplex, that was like, they even had their own like 80s video commercial to get people to go to it. And then the big enchilada of the whole bunch was Casa Bonita. And Casa Bonita looks like, from the outside, a regular Mexican restaurant in a strip mall. Not that big a deal. But it had like this massive subterranean level that just went down into this cavernous sort of place. And it was basically like Mexican Disneyland. And they would crack open a piñata every hour for kids.
Wow.
Full of candy. They had fair to middling sort of Mexican food, but it was all you can eat. And they had, for dessert, they had these things called deep fried sopapillas, which were basically like donut pillows. And they would give you a like a ketchup squirter bottle, but instead of ketchup, it was full of honey.
Wow.
And you would basically inject your sopapilla with honey. And it was amazing. They had, in their heyday in the 80s, about 40 full-on arcade cabinets of all the 80s video games and stuff. They had a thing called Black Bart's Cave, which was just this big, dark cave you could explore. I'm not sure. Everyone thinks I'm making it up at this point, but they had an indoor waterfall where they would do a Western stunt show, and the bad guy would get shot and fall off the waterfall into the water below.
That is so cool. I saw them. They're renovating it and working on it, and I saw this news piece on it, and they showed like the cliff divers practicing diving off cliffs. I'm like, this is going to be wild.
Yeah, they had like flame jugglers that would like dive into the water with torches and stuff. It's insane. And they did a South Park episode about it, and people thought they had made it up for the show, and it was like, no, this was an actual place. And in the episode, like, the other kids have a party and they don't invite Cartman, and he goes, well, who's going instead of me? And they go, oh, Butters is going to be going. So if something were to happen to Butters, that slot would be open. Yeah, I guess. And so he kidnaps him and takes his place. But yeah, it's worth checking out. I think the reservation for the reopen is like 2 years deep already, something like that.
Oh, wow. Yeah, they were saying it would be cheaper just to move down the road and start from scratch and build their own, but they want to have the actual location and they have a new head chef, and they want the food to be really good this time, and Well, yeah, it's one of the things in Colorado that they're doing that I fully support, and it's like I wish them all the best success on that, and I hope I can get back there and eat there sometime, because it was such a blast as a kid. That sounds so good. What was that first place you said? There was Funplex, Casa Bonita, but the first one was?
Celebrity Sports Center.
Celebrity, I'm going to write that down. Celebrity Sports Center.
It had a humongous Olympic-sized swimming pool. Caves were very big, like fake caves were very big in Colorado. Along the side of the pool, it had this huge fake cave that you climbed up to get to the different diving boards. It had a bowling alley, a shooting gallery, a pizza parlor. That place had closer to 100 video games in it. It was just nuts. It's like, I look back and it's like, it's embarrassing how many cool places there were in Colorado that like nobody knew about.
Yeah. They're all trying to get to the East Coast, the West Coast, Florida.
Yeah, it's like there was so much shit to do there. It was better than Vegas, like for a kid,
Oh yeah.
Vegas pretty much had Circus. We had like 3 different types of circus and some laser tags to boot,
And then if you wanted to get out of town, you could go see those beautiful Rocky Mountains.
Yep. Yeah, go skiing, It's crazy how much fun stuff there was to do there.
Next is, we can skip this one a little bit. It doesn't even make sense to me. It says Connecticut, and it's called, it's like pizza, but there's the letter A in front of it. So it's a pizza. Slices of New Haven style a pizza. Yes, a pizza. crispy, coal-fired, and light on the cheese. Whatever. Just that sounds stupid. Just get a regular pizza.
Where is this?
Connecticut.
Oh, that sounds about right.
It's like, come on. It's like, dude, it's pizza. We know you're above
Yeah.
New York. Just go get come on.
A pizza. Go to hell.
Yeah. No, it's not a hamburger. It's a hamburger.
Yeah, no, it's just a burger.
It's yeah. Delaware. These are called slippery dumplings. Yeah.
What are slippery dumplings?
Well, unlike traditional dumplings, these Del Marvelous ones are rectangular and swimming in so much chicken gravy they'll slide all over your plate. Hey guys, do me a favor, subscribe to this podcast. I know you're listening, but hit subscribe. That way when a new episode comes out, it'll be there waiting for you. All right? And if you want to give us a little donation, DarrenCarter.com, hit that PayPal button. Or if you're into Venmo, it's at Darren Carter Comic on Venmo. I'm also on the Cash App, $, Darren Carter Comic. But the best thing you can do is subscribe. That way the new episode will be waiting for you. And thanks again for checking us out and starting that party. So let's do it right now. Let's start that party in your ear holes.
Delicious. That sounds awful.
Florida. These are, how do you pronounce this? It's like Chiffles plantain chips. I know what plantains are. So
sure, yeah, they're the little bananas.
Yeah, I guess like they said that JetBlue gives you unlimited supply of them. Yeah.
So you have to take a flight to get them.
Yeah. But yeah. The airline, known for its unlimited snacks, started passing out Chiffles, pronounced Chiefless, to hungry passengers. Yeah, Chiefless. Hawaii has Spam Musubi. I know what Spam is.
I know what Spam is, but what's Wasubi? Or is it Spam Wasabi?
Oh, no, it says ma, like with an M. It's a symphony of savory and sweet in a 3-bite treat. Pan-fried Spam. The canned lunch meat is beloved across the island. Teriyaki sauce and sticky white rice wrapped up with seaweed. That actually sounds kind of good.
Yeah, I would F with that, as the kids say now.
Yeah.
I've made similar things at Panda Express.
Yeah, that's funny.
Have you ever done this? Have you ever at Panda Express hollowed out a vegetable roll and put teriyaki chicken in it with some rice? Oh,
that's delicious.
It's wonderful.
And there's an Armenian dish like that. I think I'm pronouncing it right. It's called dolma. Same thing. You hollow out the vegetable, then you put something in there, and it's freaking good, man.
That sounds good. I got to try that.
I like how you go. I would like as a kid. I would F around. I'd try that. I'd F around, and what'd you say again? I'd F around.
I'd F with that.
Yeah. And then 3 hours later, you're in the bathroom. Like, I guess I F'd around and found out.
Yeah. I'm currently finding out.
I'm finding out that maybe this isn't the thing for me. Spam. Yeah.
Yeah.
Idaho finger steaks.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Is that like a minute steak or what?
Yeah. Created finger-length fried steaks and made them famous when he opened Milo's Torch Lounge in Boise in the late 1950s.
Those are good. I've had both kinds. There's unbreaded ones, which are basically just steak strips, and it's hard to mess that up, right?
Yeah.
But they also do breaded steak fingers, and those are the bomb if you throw like some hot sauce on them, because it gets soaked up in the breading. And they're very, very tasty. I could eat those all day if I'm not stopped.
Oh yeah, that sounds good. Now Georgia sounds good. Georgia has pecan pralines. These delicious looking cookies.
I do like those. My favorite ice cream flavor at Baskin Robbins is pralines and cream.
Oh yeah.
And it's exactly what it sounds like, but it's vanilla, caramel, and pralines.
Man, that was my first job, was Baskin Robbins, 31 flavors, and growing up I basically had Rocky Road. No, we had vanilla. Here's what we had. Growing up, we had vanilla, strawberry, chocolate, and then if it was fancy, it would be like mint chip, chocolate chip, or Rocky Road. Those are the 5 flavors. Maybe every now and then there'd be like banana or something, but But when I
Right.
got that job at Baskin Robbins, I was like, "What is this praline you speak of?" I love pralines. It was like this candy, petrified rock candy, delicious like thing that would just
Yeah, it
melt in
was
your mouth.
crunchy, and the ice cream made it cold and crunchy.
Oh my gosh, it was like cookies and cream
Now,
and pralines and cream were like my two favorite ice cream flavors.
were you aware? You may not get the newsletter like I do, but were you aware that when Stranger Things was on, they had like their version of Baskin Robbins in the show,
Oh,
and one of the girls works there, and it's a big part of the show. So what they did in real world at Baskin Robbins was they had flavors from the Stranger Things world, and one of them was called the Upside Down Pralines and Cream, because in the show, the Upside Down is like the evil place that you want to avoid.
yeah.
But Upside Down Pralines and Cream was basically the exact same thing as Pralines and Cream, only instead of vanilla ice cream, it was chocolate.
Oh.
And that was pretty good. It was a limited time thing, but it was pretty worth trying at least.
I bet you my wife would like that. She really likes chocolate. She's great. That's what we were made for each other. She gave me for Father's Day. She brought home some vanilla cake, or like normal like birthday cake or whatever. I guess it's white cake basically, vanilla, and
Right.
and a chocolate cake. And I had one bite of the chocolate cake, and I'm like, it's just not my thing. And I devoured the vanilla one. And she's the same thing with her. She doesn't really like the vanilla one, and she loves chocolate. So I'm like, this is perfect. We can.
Do you guys ever
have our cake and eat it too.
Do you guys ever F with devil's food cake and angel's food cake?
I don't know. I know I have. I don't, because I'm out in all these different cities and shows and stuff.
Right,
like,
yeah.
Hey, try this angel food cake. Yeah, but I haven't in a long time.
Yeah, they're very different from each other, but they're also very, very good. I was like, if they like chocolate and vanilla, they would probably dig those.
Oh, that'd be cool. That's all right. On to Illinois. Oh, this is hilarious. Illinois, their snack is called popcorn.
What a wild, exciting new snack.
Wow. Cracker Jack is beloved at ballparks, but Garrett popcorn is even more popular across Illinois, especially in the caramel and cheddar mix.
That is a big thing. And that is one of the snacks that I will often bring to the Comedy Store. It's not, I don't know if it's that brand specifically, but there's a blue bag with orange writing on it, or red writing on it, that says caramel and cheddar, I think, or caramel and cheese. I don't know what the hell. But I have never actually tried it. I'm afraid of it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I was like, either I'm going to hate it or I'm going to love it so much that I won't ever want any other kind of popcorn is what I'm afraid of, And so, but it's very popular at the Comedy Store. It's one of the first things to get hollowed out.
Oh, that's kind of cool. You could do like a unofficial survey, just kind of put all the snacks out and see which one disappears first.
I kind of do, just because it's like I don't want to waste money on like snacks that nobody wants.
Like what's a snack that's been left over? You're like, okay, no one's into this sour cream popcorn chocolate mix thing or whatever.
You know what's funny is like I get all these exotic, wild, crazy flavors, and then every once in a while, like just a bag of regular Cheetos. Nobody wants that. They want to try new crazy stuff.
Wow.
In fact, from what I've seen, the only things that get left over are things like that, like a regular bag of Doritos or a regular bag of Cheetos.
Oh, I remember when I first discovered, I worked at the snack shack at my college, my city college I went to, my community college. And that was, I don't know if that's when they came out with it but that's when I discovered it, Cool Ranch Doritos. And I was like, these are the best.
Yeah, they're very good. Do not make nachos with those.
Ooh.
Like in a microwave.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I pretty much ate them only during that time of my life, like those 9 years I was in community college. No.
I lived with 3 other people in a college flat, and one of them got really sharp cheddar cheese and put it on Cool Ranch Doritos. And they put them in the microwave, and the scent destroyed the house.
Oh,
it was
no.
so bad. We all were like, we may have to murder Dave. We were like, we can't let him experiment in the kitchen like that anymore.
Yeah. Indiana's next, and it's exactly once you hear what it is, you're like, I could see that for Indiana. Their snack is called corn dogs.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
Grab yourself an Indiana corn dog.
Iowa. By the way, I do love a good corn dog. Like when we go to the fair, and not every corn dog is created equal. Some are really good. Like they have that nice cornbread kind of vibe to it. I'm like, this is delicious.
I'm going to tell you something that will help you in all your future hot dog type purchases.
Oh, please do.
There is a massive difference between an all beef hot dog and an all meat hot dog.
Oh.
All beef is exactly what it is described as. All meat, anybody's guess. So just keep that in mind in the future. And you can tell the difference by looking at them. Yeah. All beef hot dogs look red. All meat hot dogs have kind of a yellowish tinge.
Ew.
Yeah, avoid those at all costs.
They're like, add more mustard so you can't tell where the meat begins and the mustard starts. Yeah.
Right, exactly. They are bad news. Just avoid those.
If you're ever in Iowa, check this snack out. It's called the Walking Taco. Never heard of it.
So it's set up to so many gross, unfamily friendly, not safe for work jokes.
The Walking Taco.
Walking
you know
taco.
What I mean. Yeah.
What is the Walking Taco?
Well, it says skip the tortilla and shake your taco fillings into a bag of crushed Doritos or Fritos. And then you've got a taco you can take with you. Oh, I've heard of that actually. Whether this originated in the Iowa State Fair is up for debate. So basically you don't use a tortilla. You just shake your taco fillings into a bag of crushed Doritos or Fritos. And you walk around with it.
It's like a Frito pie, but in a traveling.
Yeah, you just open up a bag of Doritos, crush it, and then put taco stuff in there.
Okay, yeah, I could do that. If they gave me a fork or something.
Yeah. Kansas, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, I don't know how you would eat it without a fork.
Oh, I love how we've gone from like just like popcorn and little snacks to like Kansas. Their snack is fried chicken.
Wow.
Yeah. It falls off the bone at famed chicken houses. Yeah. Anyways, they're known for that.
They must be very proud.
Kentucky bourbon balls.
Oh, I don't know what that is.
In 1936, candy maker Ruth Boo overheard someone say that the two best tastes in the world were Kentucky bourbon and her chocolate.
Oh,
so
okay.
she whipped up a melt-in-your-mouth combination of both. Customers even gave Boo their sugar rations during World War II so she could keep making the batches of the boozy truffles.
That sounds good.
Yeah. Louisiana, Zapp's potato chips. Zapp's are iconic. It says her favorite flavors are spicy tater, crawfish, voodoo, which is vinegar, barbecue seasoning, and jalapeno, and Cajun dill pickle, gator taters.
The one before gator taters sounds good to me. I would try that.
Yeah, vinegar, barbecue, and jalapeno. How about Maine? If you're ever up in Maine, and I've seen these before. I never had one. It's called whoopie pie.
Whoopie pie?
Yeah, I guess 3 states are fighting over the claim to it, but Maine says they're the first.
What is whoopie pie?
It looks like a cake cookie hybrid. It's like chocolate looking puffy thing with like an Oreo type of cream in the middle.
It sounds weird.
It looks gross. I personally wouldn't like it, but
yeah.
Oh, Maryland, they got crab. I'm gonna skip over some of these. You just let me know when one jumps out at you. Maryland, crab fries. Massachusetts, fried clams.
Sure.
Minnesota, Honeycrisp apple.
Yeah.
I actually like those a lot. I mean, I take those on the road thinking they're healthy. What if they're not? Hold on, it says right here. Horticulturist at University of Minnesota planted an original Honeycrisp seedling, a cross of whatever, blah, 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 2 different apples. All right, forget it. That's boring. Michigan. Potato chips, Mississippi, cheese straws, Montana, jerky.
Wait, what are cheese straws?
Before they had fridges, Southern cooks would knead cheese into their leftover biscuit dough and bake it in the strips. Mississippians kept churning out the crisps after kitchen technology caught up, including the Yerber family of Yazoo City, who founded the Mississippi Cheese Straw Factory.
Okay.
Missouri, toasted ravioli. By the way,
Those are very good.
Oh yeah, I'm going to be in St. Louis this weekend. If you're listening, it says, strictly speaking, these pillows of pasta are fried, not toasted. There we go.
So, do you want people to bring you toasted ravioli while you're there?
Sure, absolutely. They
Bring
said
some marinara dipping sauce with it.
the not entirely sober St. Louis chef dropped ravioli in the fryer and thought to salvage them with sprinkles of Parmesan.
He was worried that people weren't going to like fried bread.
Nebraska, Runza. These stuffed bread bundles have German-Russian roots, brimming with seasoned ground beef, cabbage, and onions. Ooh, that sounds really good. For me, I'd love it.
I'd eat it if I was really hungry.
Oh, actually, some people call them Hot Pockets.
Ah,
Yes,
yes.
good. Nevada, shrimp cocktail. Yeah, I'll pass.
Yeah.
New Hampshire, Port City pretzels.
I like pretzels. What's
Oh.
the difference in the Port City ones?
These popular pretzels come in 4 flavors: cinnamon sugar, feisty hot, tangy mustard and honey, tasty ranch dill.
Okay. So, pretzels.
Yeah, so pretzels. New Jersey, saltwater taffy.
I do like saltwater taffy.
I feel like it sticks to my teeth. I don't want to take out, any fillings.
Yeah, that's the problem. There's
Yeah.
a lot of danger involved in saltwater taffy.
Right? Like it looks good and it's
Punk
being...
rock snack.
Oh, yeah. You're seeing it being made. You're like, ooh, I could really go for that. And you're just like, like chewing it. New Mexico.
Now they've gotten like more flavorful, I've noticed. Like it doesn't just taste like saltwater taffy. It'll taste like there'll be a piece that tastes like popcorn or a piece that tastes like strawberry. And so now it's even harder to pass up.
North Carolina, man, these guys might have the best one. Krispy Kreme donuts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is the best one.
Oh, yeah, when the Hot Now signs up. North Dakota, Chippers. What is that? Chips. New York, Buffalo Wings.
A lot of these places are just full of shit. They're just different brands of chips.
Exactly. Oh, yeah. Oh, what is this? This looks good. Ohio. They have Buckeyes.
Wait, what was New York?
New York was Buffalo Wings.
Well, yeah. Buffalo should be Buffalo Wings, you would think.
This sounds pretty good. Buckeyes, this hand-rolled ball of peanut butter and chocolate is at every holiday gathering. Church potlucks or tailgates.
It's peanut butter and chocolate?
Yeah.
So a Reese's cup.
Yeah, that's true. Ooh, Oklahoma, fried okra. I've had that growing up.
That's one of my dad's favorite things to eat.
Oh, wow. Where did he grow
Happy
up?
Father's Day again to all the dads. He's from Wichita Falls.
Kansas.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. See, I wonder if that's like a regional thing because, fried okra.
Yeah, I couldn't point an okra out in a police lineup.
I've seen it at Cracker Barrel. I mean, I've seen it in the cooked form.
Yeah, that is same here. But like, if you showed me an okra, I wouldn't know it.
Yeah. Oregon has hazelnuts.
I guess I'd rather have Nutella than just hazelnuts.
Yeah, I'd rather go.
Form.
I'd rather go to North Carolina and have some Krispy Kreme donuts.
Yeah.
Than go to Portland and have some damn hazelnuts. Pennsylvania, soft pretzels. Rhode Island, calamari. South Carolina, boiled peanuts.
I don't like that one bit.
I know. South Dakota. Oh, what's this? Ooh. Chislic. Cubes of fried lamb or mutton come hot on a skewer. I'll pass.
Chislic?
Yeah, Chislic. Tennessee, Goo Goo Cluster.
I don't know what a Goo Goo Cluster is.
I think you might like it, though. It's a chocolate candy filled with marshmallow, nougat, caramel, and roasted peanuts.
Oh, a Snickers bar.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm familiar with a Snickers bar, not a Googly Moogly or whatever.
Yeah. It says it's an acronym for Nashville's Grand Ole Opry. In fact, it was Baby Talk by the son of the inventor Howard Campbell that gave life to its name as well as its slogan. It's so good people will ask for it from birth.
What is it called again?
Goo Goo Cluster.
A goo-goo cluster.
Texas, tortilla, chips, and salsa.
Well, that's not very inventive, but yeah.
Utah, fries with fry sauce.
I have a feeling Texas took that from somewhere else.
Exactly. Vermont, maple sugar on snow. Oh, wow.
I've eaten that. It's not all that exciting.
Yeah, Virginia is known for ham biscuits. Wisconsin, fried cheese curds.
I don't want either of those things.
Washington, it's known for its cherries. Gross. West Virginia, pepperoni rolls. And last but not least, Wyoming, sunflower seeds.
Oh, what a weak ass snack to have.
Dude, I know people that love Armenians. A lot of Armenians love the sunflower seeds, and they get them by the bags. And I don't know, man. It's not worth it.
No, wait. Do they like the pre-peeled ones or the ones you got to spit junk all over?
Yeah,
everywhere?
I think they like it with the seeds on, and then I've seen that, and it's like, I just want to take a whole handful and put them in my mouth and just start chewing it up and swallowing the whole thing, but I don't think you're supposed to do that. And
all the razor sharp little
In fact, I heard Russell Peters say something that there's something, I forget what it's called, but basically that it could possibly get stuck inside of your like intestine or something. So you got to be very careful with.
Oh yeah, you don't eat the seed part, the shell. I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's way too sharp and wood-like.
Yeah, we did that with pumpkin seeds, and I was eating pumpkin seeds for a while, and then one got caught in the back of my throat. I'm like, what is going on? And I was drinking water, and I couldn't get it. I was like, what? Finally, I looked at this. I got a tweezer, and I was able to like pluck it and get it. It didn't hurt, though. It felt great to get it out. I was like, perfect.
But you learned your lesson.
I learned my lesson, and we stopped buying those. I'm like, no more of this crap. Like, this is not good.
Yeah, those are real bad for you.
I know. Hey, Mike, it was great talking snacks with you. Next episode, I would love to talk Cannonball Run 2. It's for free, you guys. It's on YouTube. You just got to watch it with ads. I'm about a half hour in, and I'm loving this movie. It has so many classic stars. What got me in it was I was I'm on a Frank Sinatra kick, and I was looking up Frank Sinatra, and I found out he was in it, and then I've been watching Dom DeLuise. I looked up Dom DeLuise clips, and then I was like, let me just watch this Cannonball Run 2, and it's really. Have you seen it?
Now, have you watched the first one?
I saw the first one growing up, but I haven't seen it recently.
Well, after you watch this one, and by all means watch the credits on Cannonball Run 1 and 2, but after you see the second one, go back and watch the first one. It holds up really well.
Wow.
I'll let you go, and we'll talk about that on the next one. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Cannonball Run 2. You guys go check it out, and we'll all be on the same page together. Like I said, it's on YouTube right now. You can watch Cannonball Run on there, but I don't know, the clips it's more like clips, and it's a little grainy. But the Cannonball Run 2 is super clear, and it's put out by YouTube. Like they have permission to air it or whatever. It's good, but all right, Mike. Hey, have a great day, man, and I'll talk to you soon. I think he hung up. Wow. All right. That's it, you guys. Thanks for checking out the podcast. And if you get a chance, leave a little review or leave some comments on the YouTube channel. All righty. Don't hurt nobody. Be careful.
Everybody listen to Darren Carter. We all know he's the party starter. So if you want to listen to a podcast for free, then listen to the Pocket Party.